Hello everyone. This video presentation will cover the dashboard and application portion of the IoT sensor demo recently released. This portion of the demonstration will be launched and run from your PC or laptop browser with the link that's been supplied in the Word document. Now, hopefully we've had a chance to go through that Word document, connect our iPhone to the IoT showroom, develop a solution experience. Once I have my iPhone displayed in our active sensor list, I'm going to select that iPhone. And before I begin or continue with the demo, directly to the right of that is a brief recap of how to connect our iPhone to the actual platform. So the link that needs to be run from our mobile device, and then the steps to connect the iPhone to the platform. So I'm going to press the Begin Demo button, and a dashboard will appear with sensor readings from our iPhone being displayed in a series of charts and gauges. Now in the upper left-hand corner we have Hana, our virtual assistant, that will explain the contents of the dashboard. So for those who have not had a chance to run through an IoT demo or are confused by the contents within the dashboard, pressing the play button, she will run through an explanation of the contents of the dashboard. And you can pause that animation at any time just by pressing the pause button. Now to the right of Hana, we have a Google map that is gathering the GPS data from our cell phone where I present this presentation. Now this map is interactive, where I can zoom in and zoom out with my mouse wheel or use the manual steps of plus and minus. I can also take my avatar and drag it onto the map to get a different view of the map, like a telescopic view. Directly below Hana, our virtual assistant, we have our critical phone sensor data, which is gathering outside weather conditions. Now our iPhone does not have a temperature, humidity, or light sensor, so we're actually gathering the weather conditions as they exist outside for where my iPhone is located. So currently where I live, it's 52 degrees, 49% humidity, and 49% or 49 lux light value. Now in the center we are leveraging the tilt sensors of our iPhone. Now if I move my iPhone around, you can see those gauges actually move. Now a tilt sensor is used in many applications on the iPhone, like fitness applications like the Nike application that runs on the iPhone to determine whether a person holding the iPhone is walking or running or the number of steps they have taken. It's also leveraged in many gaming applications that run on the iPhone. Now directly to the right of that are a series of charts that display our rotational data from the iPhone. So I'm rotating the iPhone up and down and side to side in a circular motion will change the information within each one of those charts, both in the X, Y, and Z direction. Now back to our tilt sensors, you notice on the top of the header here is a device view and a gauge view label. If I select device view, a depiction of the iPhone will appear. Now I can actually take my iPhone and tilt it forward. If it's lying flat on a table in front of me and tilt it towards me, you'll see the iPhone actually moves with me as I move my iPhone. And then I could tilt it side or rotate it side to side, and you can see the iPhone rotate side to side and then back in the other direction. And then if I lie my iPhone back down on the table flat, the iPhone then rests as displayed here in the dashboard. Now, one other thing before we move on, this is a introductory dashboard, very simple, an easy way to demonstrate IoT to a customer. You may want to leave this behind with a customer and let them play or build your own application from the data that's being delivered to this dashboard. But some of the neat functions or functionality that we can do now that we're leveraging the Solution Experiences IoT platform is we can send a SMS text message with any of the data that's being delivered to the dashboard. So not displayed on this screen, but on your dashboard in the lower right-hand corner of the dashboard are two gears. If I press that, you will notice a pop-up appears. If I activate my rules engine, I could take any value being sent to the dashboard, like temperature, and define a threshold. If temperature is greater than 80 degrees, I can send an SMS message to a specific phone number and an actual text. So the format of the phone number that I need to enter here is going to be plus country code, area code, and then telephone number. And then press OK. So once temperature is above 80 degrees or has breached the threshold of greater than 80 degrees, a text message will be sent to this telephone number. It's a neat part of a presentation when presenting to a customer or having the customer play with some of the functionality of the dashboard itself. Now, to the left of our dashboard is a tab that says Press to Access Business Dashboards. Now, we're going to add a bunch of content leveraging our iPhone sensors and the sensor data within the iPhone itself. We only have one built thus far, but I'm going to run through that presentation real quick. It's a property and casualty dashboard. So by selecting this button here, a menu will appear from the left, and there's our property and casualty menu or option. I'm going to select it, and the property and casualty dashboard will appear, and shortly you'll notice my iPhone appears in the active sensor list. Again, here's a brief recap of the contents of the dashboard and the application, and how to connect our iPhone to the IoT show or IoT platform. So I'm going to select my iPhone and I'm going to press Begin Demo. Now, at the time I select Begin Demo, HANA will appear again and will explain to me the operations of the actual application. Now, if you don't want to listen to HANA and through the long explanation, you can simply press the Skip Intro button or Start. Upon pressing this, the actual 3D animation will appear. Now, the 3D animation is a depiction of an automobile accident and the journey of two cars on a connected city streets. Now, the first automobile, which will be a black automobile, will stop at a point and demonstrate how we collect data from our iPhone sensor and raise an alert that demonstrates an obstruction of a speed limit sign. So I'm going to press Skip Intro and Start. The animation will begin. The car begins driving down the road and stops at the speed limit sign. And because many connected cities have sensors near or on a critical sign like a speed limit sign, we can detect whether a tree is obstructing the view of the speed limit sign with a proximity sensor. So the obstructed speed limit sign, our connected city senses via a proximity sensor that a speed limit sign is obstructed by a tree limb. Also, we're gathering data from this automobile itself via its OBD port within the automobile. So we're actually detecting the speed of the vehicle, and you can see that he's actually exceeding the speed limit at various points in time. And that could be because the speed limit sign is being obstructed, but a possible hazard has been detected. Now, to continue with the presentation, I press the Continue button here, and the car will begin to continue to drive down the street again. Another automobile will be introduced into the equation. It'll be a white automobile, which will also be exceeding the speed limit, and eventually they're going to have an automobile accident. At this point in time, we are going to gather all of the sensor data from our iPhone sensor and determine whether that automobile, the white one, will be at fault of our accident by using their cell phone at the time of the accident. So I'm going to press Continue. You'll notice the black car continues to drive down the street. The white car is introduced in their speed. They're exceeding the speed limit also. And then our outside conditions are also detected from our cell phone or our iPhone. So if we have hazardous conditions on the road because of ice, because of moisture, it is also being detected. And then the automobile accident actually occurs, where a map appears with the exact location of the accident, And then a text box appears that says, at the time of the accident, was the driver at fault using their cell phone? That's this white car here. So I can actually determine whether my cell phone was tilted in the position where it was up to my left ear by leveraging the tilt sensors within our iPhone. So if I'm moving my iPhone around, you can see these gauges actually change. But if I refer to the legend itself, the iPhone to the left ear, my tilt Z value is in this range and my tilt Y value is in this range. So again, all of this data is being not only fed to this dashboard, but logged to our HANA database. And historic values can be accessed via Lumira report and determine at the time of the accident, was that driver using their cell phone, or was it up to their left ear and not flat or in an idle position or in the cradle. So it's just an example of what we can do with some of the sensor data within the iPhone, some neat applications we can build, sort of depicting a business scenario or a IoT scenario. Hope you enjoyed today's presentation, this video presentation, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or the North American Innovation team. Thank you.